Welcome to RadioOnFire.com, home of sports talk with Pebbles, giving you sports from a woman's perspective. Now, here's your host, Pebbles.
Welcome to Sports Talk with Pebbles, and as you know, I am Pebbles. I want to, I forget sometimes, so I want to start it off with saying, please follow me, okay, on Instagram at Pebbles_page. Twitter is Tweets by Pebbles. Twitter's is Tweets by Pebbles. Facebook, I have a like page, which is Ms. Pebbles. So like me there, and we can, discuss the topics. Normally on the day of the show, because I was asked, so I want to make sure everyone understands. On the day of the show, I normally post some of the topics that I will be discussing so that I can have your feedback to either read during the show or you can comment while the show is on. So that's basically it. But you can still interact with me while the show is going on Twitter. Just at me, and of course I'll get the notification to read your question or comment. Also, same thing on Facebook. Just, comment on the post, Instagram comment, and I'll read your comment. But just remember, I'm here on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 7. So today I'm joined by Diamond K. As usual. So let me ask you first. How was your weekend?
Cool, busy, as always, busy, but good.
Oh, okay. That was straight and to the point. You didn't do anything special? Nothing?
Straight to the point. Nah. I mean, I worked. I was here. We got, a lot of new shows and stuff like that, so it's on and popping.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll ask myself because he doesn't know how to say, hey, how was your weekend? So, he's not doing something right now? I was going to say something slick. You know that.
People can't see that I'm turning knobs and buttons back here.
I know, but like, you know me. Come on now. I was going to say something slick, bro. Come on now. So, what I was getting ready to say was my weekend started out lovely. My 16-year-old daughter went to her junior prom, and she was absolutely beautiful. I already knew that she was going to be beautiful before she put her prom dress on. But yes, I cried like a baby. Like she was graduating from high school, but to see my baby growing up, Okay, I'm getting emotional. Not going to go there. But other than that, I went to a competition, a band competition that my child participated in. But other than that, I had a real chill weekend. I need to start doing those more often. Yeah. I can't be
chill weekends.
Yeah, chill. Just chill in the house. No out and abouts and all of that other stuff. Now because of the weather is changing, I think I'm coming down with a cold. Have you been experiencing anything? It may be my allergies, but have you been experiencing anything? No.
No. Not
even with the weather
yet.
changing.
Mm-mm. Oh. Not yet.
So your allergies good?
So far, yeah.
Okay. So now that we squared away our weekends and everybody had a good weekend and all of that, how about those Phoenix Suns? Who knows? Well, let me backtrack. It's playoffs. And if you've watched the show before, you've heard Diamond K say he only pay attention when it's playoff time. So I want to know, are you paying attention?
Actually, I have not been because I've really been disturbed by the Freddie Gray death. So I have not been on sports like I would at this time during playoff time. I'm sorry.
Great excuse. Yeah, that was great. Since you brought it up, and it's a little off from sports, but it is a it's a topic that is being talked about in damn near every state, right?
Yeah,
at this time,
it's unfortunate that we have to make national news for something like this.
That is true. That is true.
Star from Shot 97 just texted me, and I'm going to read this text. He says, "Is Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake really not in the know, or is she part of the problem in regards to how police treat people in Baltimore?" What do you think about that?
See, people have been taking my comments the wrong way, and as it relates to police officers. I think that she knows. I mean, it's with any profession. There's good and there's bad. It is what it is. I think she knows about the problem. She just don't know how to fix it. That's what I believe. As far as,
is she part of the problem?
You're definitely part of the problem if you don't know how to fix it and you're not reaching out and trying to, get help with fixing the problem. Definitely additional training can be put in place, but at the same time, training had nothing to do with what happened to Freddie. Whoever, I don't know why it just seems like, oh, well, he was fine when he got in the way. Listen, when he got in the van, y'all say he was fine, except he was yelling the whole time, ow, so something was hurting. But to say that when he got in and then when he came out hurt, so who was in the back waiting for him when he got in? Are you saying that he did these things to himself, which I believe are totally impossible for him to break his own spine? He had broken bones in his neck from what I understand, and his windpipe was broken, as some people saying windpipe, voice box, whatever the case may be, but it was broken. And to me, it's like, what was he in a chokehold, or they had the baton around his neck? Bottom line is somebody's lying, and that's really what it is. But at the same time, I watched this footage of them at the Western District police station. If the people think, and if you're watching or somebody that's protesting, if y'all think that going to the police department, doing all this, all in the police face, and I just watched something else on the City Hall on Facebook. Somebody posted where the guy is all in the lawyer's face because the guy is saying they didn't have a reason to arrest him. And then it's a woman next to him like she knows the law. Sounds very stupid. It's not their decision to arrest somebody. It's up to the courts. No, they first arrest them and then they have to go to court.
She had it. Had it backwards. It's not up to the police officer whether they get convicted,
right?
But it's up to them whether they get arrested,
right? And I just feel like the violence that can come from these protests, as long as they're peaceful, I agree with you guys. But at the same time, just remember, not all police officers are bad. So when you're taking it out on that police officer, you don't know if that's a corrupt officer or just one of the good people. That has been my issue with what's going on. I agree with protesting. I wouldn't mind protesting, but I keep seeing different footage on Facebook, not just what the news is posting, but regular civilian people are posting, and it doesn't look like a place where I want to be. I watch from TV.
As far as Baltimore, or as far as the protests?
The particular protests that are going on. Some they look peaceful.
Yeah.
But I've seen video footage from like you went and you posted it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I've seen people just wilding out, and they put barricades outside of the police department. They're jumping over, and now the police are on standing there, and they all in their face. You cannot do that because they're still police officers at the end of the day. And I feel like it's gonna be more violence.
It's definitely gonna be more violence. The thing that's really disturbing about it is that this is Baltimore. So this is a place,
the home of the wire.
What right? And this is a place where people can really get. And I love this city. Please, where it can really, I hate to use this expression, but they can really turn up, okay? And
They seem like they going Ferguson way.
Yeah, but that's
how-
the bad part. So let's say once we get past Mr. Gray's funeral and those things, because that's going to be a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get past that and it gets to the point of the maybe charges being brought up or not being brought up, that's when shit's going to get ugly. I think right now it's just is barking. Mm-hmm. But and people haven't really been getting arrested and hasn't been like fighting with the police really like that.
Not yet, but they released the police officer's name.
Yeah, that's what I'm
today.
saying. I think that things are going to get progressively worse.
Right.
Before they get better. And I was talking about this on other shows. If Freddie Gray had been killed by Joe Blow down the block, not the block,
I get what you're saying.
In his neighborhood,
mm-hmm.
we would not even know about who Freddie Gray was
at all.
And that part there, because we become so desensitized to death and senseless killing, the time when it's a police officer on the end of it, that part sparks up for us.
Right. It's okay to kill each other. And I said the same thing. My friend's 14-year-old son was just recently killed, a week or two ago. And where was all the protests out in Brooklyn where he was killed? We did do it was Brooklyn, Baltimore, in Baltimore.
Yeah.
It was a candlelight visual. I was there. The news people were there as well, but nobody wanted to protest and make a big old. I'm not gonna say that. The bottom line is nobody wanted to protest. Nobody went to City Hall about gun control and this, that, and the other. But because the police did this, it's like I get it. I really do get it because I am a mother of 2 sons, so I definitely get it. But at the same time, we need to be protesting because we are killing ourselves. The black people are killing themselves. Now, they got so much focus on the Western District trying to keep the people from fighting and doing whatever up there. Somebody was shot on Emerson and Pulaski. That is 2 people were shot. Not far from the Western District Police Station. In broad daylight. That was today. So, is there an outrage for that? No.
Were they killed?
They didn't update the statuses of their injuries. They just, but yeah, that Gentleman 10 place. Yeah, but it's a famous place. But yeah, it's no.
It is, but yeah,
it is. Everybody knows about it. But I mean, I'm just saying. Listen, I'm okay with the protest. Just keep it peaceful. I don't want Baltimore to be like Ferguson. That's what I'm saying.
See, but Baltimore is like Ferguson because you have police officers killing civilians and getting away with it. So it is like that. And
no, you don't know if they're gonna get away with it.
Currently it has been happening.
It's 6 people that are suspended right now.
If a black, let me say this, and I was talking to my father about this last night, and he said a couple of things that were profound. He said it's always about race, and that if there was a black officer involved, they're going to blame it on the black officers. The white officers going to get off. If they're, and there were some white officers. It seemed like in the video.
Look, that's all I saw in the video. Was it black officers? I didn't really see.
The black officer driving the truck. They going to blame it on him.
Okay, so I don't know. I just ask that everyone keep it, peaceful. I don't want, you want to protest, and I'm agreeing with the protest, but I don't want to see anyone else. And I keep looking here. I don't want to see anyone else arrested. I don't want to see anything, anyone else get hurt in the process. The whole, how I want to say this, BS of him looked at the police officers and then he took off running. That was BS to me because you telling me I can't look at you and then decide to run. And then when they caught up with him, all he had was a pocket knife. So, that was BS. So even though he ran, all he had was a pocket knife. So why was he arrested? Was he arrested for running? because he didn't have anything to be arrested for. What could you possibly charge him with? Exactly.
I don't know.
And they don't know either. They don't have any answers.
Here's another question. Okay. What do you think should happen about the Freddie Gray case? Like, what is there anything that the mayor, the police chief could do to make it right? I don't think there's anything that can be done. So nothing's going to bring the child's life back.
You asking me
and
a
the
question.
caller, and let me say, the caller that called in a couple of days ago said that they wanted justice. So I guess my question to you is, what can they do? What would be justice in your opinion?
My opinion is there is no justice, because as a mother, you've beat my child to the point that my child has died. You cannot bring my child back. Right. It doesn't matter what you do. But definitely terminate all officers, whether you participated in the beating or you knew about it.
So the ones that were there is what you're saying?
Anybody that knew about it. Because listen, if you knew that I was in this room beating somebody and you could hear it, or I come out there bragging like, yeah, I just beat his ass, and now they would charge somebody else with accessory after the fact. So they should be terminated for knowing about it after it happened. I mean, that's just my opinion. Just terminate everybody that has anything to do with it.
Guilty by association is what you're saying.
No, I'm not going to say that. Somebody tried to use that on me when I said something about the police officers. And I said, when I was saying all of them are not bad. Oh, well, they're guilty by association. No, they're not. What I'm saying is, in that situation, they are all officers. Don't make them all guilty. But you knew about the beating. So 30 minutes, he's asking for medical attention. Nobody gives it to him until 30 minutes later. So he gets medical attention. So y'all already knew about the beating. Y'all knew he was injured. Basically.
I think where the training part comes in, and they've been using this a lot. We're going to give officers more training and stuff like that. So I think that would try to cover them for maybe being able to administer, the victims.
It's nothing they can do for
I'm just saying. This is just an excuse. I'm saying this is just an excuse that they're using. After they get this quote unquote training, then they're going to have another excuse. Well, we need to do. They need to be licensed and bonded or whatever. I mean, it's just whatever they can come up with. Yeah.
I got you.
Do you think that if these officers had some type of medical training, maybe being able to recognize the cries for help, that he was asking about an inhaler, he was asking about saying some different things.
You asking me?
Well, I'm trying to finish the question actually first.
No, I'm asking.
I am asking you.
It's a crazy question.
I am asking you. Do you think that if they had additional training, that in this situation that would have helped?
They could have had all the training in the world. One of those 6 officers beat the shit out of him. So the training didn't matter.
Wasn't there another suspect in the that they picked up? Because they picked up another suspect and put him in the wagon as well. And I'm thinking they're probably going to try to blame it on somebody else.
Listen, they handcuffed them people when they put them in there.
Right.
So
and he had on
it's nothing they could have done.
He had on leg irons. Freddie Gray did.
And that's what I'm saying. It's nothing that those 2 could have done. They beat him for whatever reason. That's what I believe.
Or more of the officers.
I believe it was one or more.
You saw how they were dragging him to the paddy wagon.
Right. So I was wondering, was his leg
looked like the left leg? It looked like it was kind of, it
didn't look like it was. It looked like it was maybe broke.
He just didn't seem the way that you would be if somebody was taking you to the paddy wagon. I mean, he seemed like he couldn't. He didn't have total control of his faculties.
Right.
He just didn't seem like he was.
Somebody beat the man.
Yeah.
Okay. They did. Like, it's just no other way to put it. And I know they want to fix it, but it is what it is. They can attempt to say whatever they want to say. Nobody's gonna believe it. I'm just praying for my city. I'm just gonna pray that nobody really retaliates against the police department,